Welcome back to Observing the Sabbath. I'm your host, Nathaniel Molnar. I'm joined once again by Johnny Gifford. Johnny, thanks for being here.
Always a pleasure to be here. Thanks, Nathaniel.
No problem. So you helped us kick off our look at Master of Reality from 1971 with Sweet Leaf. And now we're continuing on. We did Sweet Leaf. We did After Forever. And now we're jumping into Embryo / Children of the Grave. I'm very excited. I know... Well, I'll let you talk about it once we get into the song. But I know this is a song that you very particularly like.
Yeah, I'd say Children of the Grave is probably my favorite on this album. It's just like so chilling. It's so chilling to me in so many points and just the best way possible. Yeah, that's the most bone-shattering part right there.
Absolutely. So before we get into this song, I'll just say up front, as I try to always do, this is not a first-time reaction video. There are a lot of those out there on YouTube, which I love watching them, but that's not this. We have heard the song many times before, and we're simply giving our thoughts and commentating as we listen to this song.
Of course.
So how we're going to do this is we're going to also listen to Embryo, which I believe is like 30-40 seconds. So that will take us right into Children of the Grave. And I think in most times when the song is kind of released, Embryo is already kind of included in there. But we're just going to do it anyway, because I don't think it's really worth putting out a full standalone video to talk about 20 to 30 seconds of Embryo. But anyways,
it's a nice lead into the beauty that is Children of the Grave.
Absolutely. 100% agree. So without any further ado, let's kick off. This is Embryo / Children of the Grave. And now.
Cool. Excellent guitar work as always.
Yeah. It doesn't even sound like a guitar.
No, it doesn't.
They do a good job with that.
I'm trying to think of how many there are. It's like at least 2 to 3 guitars. It's hard to, but like it's some of it's finger picked, you can tell too, which makes it sound like more than it actually is probably. Great track though.
Yes, great lead in. Yep. And then the slow build.
Yeah, I love the build. I'm all about like, it's a huge thing for me is like crescendos and decrescendos that are just like really hit. And this one really hits. Yeah,
all-time classic riff.
Yep. This is again kind of one of these like simple chugging riffs, but just so powerful. And like the drums that you hear just like kind of going left and right in your ears. It's just like, oh.
Yes. The drums are so good in this song. I think this is really like, if you want to talk about Sabbath at their peak of all the elements coming together of kick-ass guitar, kick-ass drums, kick-ass bass, kick-ass vocals, just all coming together for a masterpiece. Children of the Grave is that.
And that there's moments where like just all the badassery kind of sticks out from one another, like when right before this verse started, like you hear the guitar like do a riff and then ring out. As the guitar rings out, the bass comes in and does a riff. Then the guitar does a riff, rings out, then the bass comes in and does a riff. It's like they're responding to each other.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's an endless onslaught of just sick riffs.
Exactly. You can just tell they're all so in sync with each other.
Yeah, they are. This is a really thought out song. You can tell that they just like spent a lot of time on the writing and the production of this in the studio and just like, how exactly do we form this so it's just like sick the entire way through, you know?
Absolutely. And I think one of the great things about this song is kind of going back to, we kept talking about with Paranoid how political of an album it was, or how issue-based it was. This song is very political and issue-based.
Very political.
And
while it's kind of about nuclear war in a way, like how I feel like a lot of their songs are, it's also just kind of generally about like, oh, like, you know, a revolution happening in a new generation kind of thing. Like every generation needs their own kind of revolution, and it's just like talking about that, you know.
Yeah. That's the thing with this song is it's so applicable. Like, even though you have it directly mentions nuclear war, this could apply to anything. This very easily applies to today. And it's just, I love the writing of it because it really is a call for love, you know. And I think Black Sabbath, the album, and particularly that original song, but that album kind of gave Black Sabbath this sort of demonic, satanic overtone that I think kind of followed them throughout their entire run. But when you get into Master of Reality, while there are definitely a lot of like Christian themes throughout, like After Forever and Lord of this World, but in this song particularly, not even relating to Christian at all, but just this is a song about love and coming together and letting love win over hate, which doesn't really kind of fit into this sort of evil mentality that a lot of people sort of ascribe them from the very beginning.
Yeah, if you're just like listening to this, not really paying attention to lyrics, then you might think this is a very dark or demonic song, but it's very inspiring, really.
Yeah. It really is, and there's so much of that in a lot of their songs, is that the lyrics are just so powerful. Like, all their songs are, well, not all there, but a lot of their songs are really all just about, we gotta love each other, we gotta come together, we gotta, we gotta unite or else we're all gonna die, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much. But
they do it in their own way, and it's so cool the way that they do that. Oh, this when they solo.
Yeah, solo. What do you think, like, why do they call it Children of the Grave? Like, why is that those sequence of words, do you think?
Well, I think it really does just come down to the very end of the song, when they say, find a better place in the world, spread the words of love, all that, and say, or you children of today are children of the grave. Like, essentially just saying, if we don't do this, we're all gonna die. If you saying to the children of today, the people in 1971 who clearly failed, but saying to them, if you don't do this, if you don't find a way for us to all live together and to love and to let happiness and love win and to triumph over evil, we're all gonna die.
Yeah, and then right here where we're at in the song is, it's getting darker, and it's like, yo, if you don't look out for each other and love each other, you're gonna die. And now we got our spooky guitar tones that are our little feedback with the pitch bending and whatnot.
Children of the grave. Yeah, I know. This might be like the best part of the song.
Yep.
But yeah, I think it's such a kick-ass, powerful song, both musically and lyrically. Like you have that sort of driving force of like all the guitars and the drums, and it all like has that power to it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, then you have the lyrics, which are also equally kick-ass and have such strength and power to them. So it really is just this like awesome culmination of everything that Sabbath can be coming together. And I know that Sabbath as a band hold Children of the Grave to be like one of their best songs that they've ever made.
Yeah, no, it's just so cohesive the entire way through. It's just there's not a single point that feels out of place or like it shouldn't be there or like it should be rearranged. It's just it's a perfect song as it stands. I think nothing should be changed about it.
Absolutely. And even though this is technically like Embryo's the third track and Children of the Grave is the fourth track, I find that Sabbath always tries to put their strongest or like hardest hitting song in the middle of the album.
Yeah. Like
Children of the Grave is smack in the middle. If you look at volume 4, Supernaut, smack in the middle. They have, I don't think Iron Man's one of their strongest, but you can't say that Iron Man isn't one of the most influential, popular songs that Sabbath ever did.
You're right.
That's right in the middle of Paranoid. I'm trying to think what's the fourth one in, well, actually, yeah, NIB is like smack in the middle of Black Sabbath, and then Sad Bloody Sabbath. You have, Killing Yourself to Live is right in the middle, and that's one of my top, like, 2 or 3 favorite Sabbath songs of all time. You could just keep going. They kind of so they have such a strong opener, a strong finisher, and they try to put their strongest, hardest hitting song right in the middle of the album. That's something that they've always done really well, is knowing how to construct the album. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that the first 2 albums were their live sets, that those albums were constructed based upon how they want their live show to go. You want a kick-ass opening to get everybody in the audience revved up and excited. You want to have this hard-hitting song right in the middle to keep everyone enthused. And you want to end off really strong. And I think the fact that those first two albums were born from that, you have that sort of mentality as they're going into their latter albums, that they want to kind of keep that structure and keep that flow even when they're being very specifically mechanized within the studio.
Yeah. No, you said it perfectly. I have nothing else to add to that. I agree 100%.
Oh, good. But yeah, Children of the Grave, not my favorite song on the album. Which you'll be joining us for what I believe is my favorite song on the album. But Children of the Grave is a damn good song. It hits really hard. It's great. It's just like a giant boost of adrenaline.
It's inspiring. It's very inspiring.
It really is. So that's all I have to say about Children of the Grave. Do you have any more thoughts on the song?
I love how just the entire way through, it's just, like I was saying, inspiring, very energetic, very upbeat. But then it leaves you on this, like, very uncertain ending note where, it's like a cautionary tale at the end. Like the last lines, how you were saying, if we don't do this and we don't love each other and we don't look out for each other, then we will die. And just once again, the music is reflecting those lyrics. Once again, like, it's the transition then into the very brief but very powerful outro of the song.
Yeah,
which is just very spooky, and it's a good way to warn people of, like, hey, we mean what we say, even though we're, like, trying to spread positive messages. Like, this is very serious.
Absolutely.
And you better do this, or else things are going to get spooky for you.
Yes, that's the exact intended effect. But I think part of it is also, like, because you have the whole song, they're saying you've got to come together, we've all got to love each other, we got to let happiness and love win, or else Children of Today or Children of the Grave. And with that outro, it's almost as if Black Sabbath is saying, we don't really think everybody can do that. It's almost like ending on this is what should happen, but we really think what's ultimately going to happen. And that's the reason why the song is not called Children of Today, but it's called Children of the Grave. Because they don't think this is what we should do, but they don't actually think that's what's going to happen. And if you look at all the years later, since this song came out, we are the children of the grave. We're not the children of today. We're the children of the grave. So
yes, we are.
So that's a very interesting way to kind of construct it, is that hopeful, inspiring song, but then that little note of realism at the very end to kind of make everybody know this might be a pipe dream, though.
And it's just great to, once again, to see just, like, a lot of real meaning behind both lyrics and music, like just working together so cohesively.
Absolutely. I completely agree. So, Children of the Grave, one of the standout songs of Master of Reality, and one of, like, the most well-known and well-revered songs that Black Sabbath has ever done. I think it's a damn good song, but not quite... I don't know what rank I would do. I know it's not my one. It may be my number 2. I'd have to think about it a little bit more. But you and I will be talking very soon about what is my favorite song off of Master of Reality. So
very soon.
Once again, I'm your host, Nathaniel Molnar. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Johnny Gifford for joining me for this video. Thanks for being here.
You.
Well, thank me, and thank you. So until we continue on our look at Master of Reality, thank you for watching.